Hello, everyone. This is Mark Kent. I'm from Eternal Lake Nature Reserve here with Joy, who is the UK Freedom Against Fluoride Alliance. Is that right? Anyway, she'll correct me if not. But anyway, I'm here with Joy because I've invited Joy to our nature reserve as a gift, actually, to reward years and years of work she's been doing on behalf of everyone where there's been fluoride proposals to fluoridate the water supply. So I want to ask, got the opportunity now to ask Joy a few questions about specifically about water fluoridation, and that's what we're going to do. So the first question I have for you, Joy, is why have you spent so many years opposing water fluoridation?
Thank you, Mark. I find that it's really counterintuitive to add a poison, a medicine to drinking water. Our drinking water should be potable and pure. And they treat the drinking water in the water treatment works in order to make it potable. But as soon as it's potable, they add back a poison, fluoride, with several contaminants such as hydrofluoric acid and arsenic and lead, mercury, cadmium, nickel, which doesn't make it any more potable. It changes its potability to something which isn't potable anymore.
Okay, thank you. And what is the current situation with regard to where in the UK is fluoridated, and what's the current state of proposals to fluoridate other water supplies?
Right, the current state, and has been since 1987, is 10% of England is fluoridated. That's 6 million people, and no more. There's been no new fluoridation schemes since 1987. But now the Department of Health wants to roll out fluoridation across all of England and possibly Wales. And it'll be gradual over the next 50 years, possibly, until they may be persuaded that's a really bad idea, but it is political. It's an unwritten policy, and it's so really bad that it's being done with the pretense that we're being consulted. But even if we are consulted, and even if we say we don't want it, they'll still go ahead with it for some strange, perverse reason of their own in government.
Hmm. Okay. And so if people want to get involved in stopping this from happening, what could exactly they do?
When they are consulted, when their area is threatened, they really do need to submit their reasons. And we will be putting those reasons up on our website, Fluoride Free Alliance UK. It's a different URL. Can we write that down afterwards and put it on the recording? That's fine. Okay. So we've also got another website, which is current, which we had written for us just in case the Northeast became 100% fluoridated. That was going to happen, but COVID stopped that happening back in 2019, 2020. We'll be giving people the whole load of reasons for combating a proposal in the area. And all they have to do is write into the Department of Health and Social Care and say these reasons and make sure they put references against their reasons. Because if they don't do that, then they will be treated as being flimsy reasons, and they will be ignored. So we need everyone to be absolutely coherent on this. The other thing they can do, of course, is to start writing to their MPs and giving really good, strong reasons why they don't want fluoridating. And of course, the MPs should be representing them. But unfortunately, it seems to be, as I said before, a hidden policy. And we don't know why the government is so strong about fluoridating people, especially when it's adding a poison to our drinking water. It'll be adding a poison to the drinking water of the politicians as well, especially if it hits London.
Okay, and so what you're saying is, uh, how do people actually find out when there are proposals or consultations happening to fluoridate their area? How would they keep on top of this information?
Well, surely it will be advertised in the local newspapers and possibly on local radio or on regional TV. And if they don't do that, if it's just hidden somewhere in an obscure paper, that would be really bad for democracy, even if we admitted that democracy still exists in this country. But they should be keeping their ears open and eyes open for it.
Okay. So is the fluoridation now, since Public Health England have dissolved, is it part of the Health and Social Care Bill? Is that what is where it is? Can you explain what's going on with the legislation then?
All right. So as far as we know, the bill became an act, Health and Care Act, Health and Social Care Act. No, Health and Care Act, right? 2022. And there are two clauses there where the proposals for fluoridation pass to the Department of Health and Social Care, and in particular the Office of Health Improvement and Disparities, disparities being a very sort of strange word for inequalities. Inequalities was a fashionable word, and now it's disparities. What will happen is that now that we've got the bill going through Parliament, which tells people there will be consultations, or they will have a formal process of consultation, and the regulations set out the formal process. Once that's gone through the House of Lords and become an act, become a regulation, then they will Department of Health will strike and decide on which area of the country will be proposed for fluoridation next. We think it'll be Sheffield or Luton or Northumberland. Those are the three where the local papers have been saber rattling, or rather, should we say, the oral health dental consults. Try again. It's actually a difficult title. Dental oral health consultants who are employed by the Department of Health and Social Care, and these people are dotted around the country. The one in Sheffield's been making loud noises, as has the one in Luton, as has the one in Northumberland. So we think these three areas will be targeted first. The consultation will be open to local people to object or agree, and to organizations nationwide to object or agree, but not to individuals who do not live in the area. In a way, that's rough justice, but it's probably the best way to do it.
So what's your experience of how that process has happened since the time you started fighting against fluoridation? So what do communities need to do to successfully win these mini battles?
Okay. The one and only consultation we've had in this country was in Southampton in 2009. 10,000 people took part in the consultation. 7,200 said no, they didn't want to be fluoridated, and the remainder said yes, they did. Then it went to judicial review, which unfortunately we lost because the consultation regulations said that the Strategic Health Authority of the day could make a decision based on their own strange reasoning. That is not what the regulations said, but they could make a decision regardless of the good sound reasons voiced by people who didn't want fluoridation. So we come up to about 2010. There was just about tooling up to start fluoridation and by the equipment. Then they decided they wanted to fluoridate at another part of Southampton's area, and they couldn't do that without starting the whole process again. And then in 2013, the Strategic Health Authorities folded and Public Health England took over. So they couldn't do the fluoridation of Southampton because of the change of the authority who wanted to fluoridate. So that stopped. So we have a bit of experience of what has happened in this country when it comes to proposals and consultations, but only one consultation. But we know what to expect. They will want people to give good, strong reasons, and they will want them to provide references backing up their good, strong reasons. And we have 3 months to do a consultation. So as soon as we know about it, we will be onto it. We will start a website, and we will put on there the good, strong reasons and the references, so people can just take it off, copy it, send in their submissions.
Okay, great. And just a final question, really. If anyone watching this wants to get involved, or you maybe can help in one department or another, what sort of ways could they get involved, and what kind of help do you need in this as well?
I just want people to become aware of what's going to be happening to them. If they are fluoridated, they will be toxified, and that will have different effects on their body depending on their own individual susceptibilities. We need everyone to help themselves to become aware of their own bodies, their own frailties, and what they need to avoid in order to not take in fluorides, not just water, but food, and even breathing in over a hot bath, because the hydrofluoric acid can gas off and they will be breathing it in. This is not just a case of one, how can I say, one day of being fluoridated. It's 24/7, 52 weeks of the year for the rest of your life if they start putting fluoride in the drinking water. And if you do that, you can avoid it, but it's expensive, and you need a good discipline to avoid the fluoride by filtering it out, either by reverse osmosis or activated alum, which I don't advocate, or distillation, or bottled water, or go and get your water from your local spring if you have to. But try and avoid it. Try and avoid anything containing fluoride, including soft drinks in cans, because sometimes the concentrate is made up with fluoridated tap water, such as Rugby, Britvic. They use a concentrate provided to them under license. So I would never, ever touch certain soft drinks from Rugby, made in Rugby. It's a minefield, and you really do have to be aware, and it takes a lot of time, but eventually you become so disciplined, you just know what to avoid or not.
Yeah, thank you, Joy. I mean, I just want to add one point, which is that we cannot, sorry, dogs. We cannot filter fluoride out of food. So if water does get fluoridated, it goes into the environment, into rivers, into lakes, into aquifers, and farmers pump out this water to feed crops. So you can't filter out once the crops have had the water that's been fluoridated. That will be in the food. So the levels of fluoride will increase and increase and increase overall exposure. So it's important that even if you can afford your own filtration and all this business, you'll still be increasing your intake of food with fluoride in it. So yeah, we need to consider water and land a bit in a more sacred way when it comes to farming and with the toxicity. Also, the other key arguments that I not from a health point of view, because I'm not medically trained enough to overqualify anyone in the government health advisor, for example. But one thing I can say is that dentists are not trained in systemic medicine, as in what you ingest into the gut and what becomes your body's water. They're trained in teeth and not really below the heart. So their experience in that area is they're not the experts in holistic health. Let's say that one thing. Secondly, they're not the experts in the environment and what fluoride, which is severe bacteria killing thing used in poisons and chemical weapons, is not good for nature and bacteria and microbiome and all sorts of things. And neither are the dentists or the public health officials and advisors trained in that department as well. So there's two areas where the advisors, the experts on dental health, are saying to do this, but they're not trained in the environment or the holistic health. So yeah, just wanted to end on that. But Joy, thank you for coming and sharing all that information as it is current today. And we'll put the link to your website in the description and on screen as well. And people, please visit that website and get involved and sign up or whatever it is. And if you're a lawyer, if you're you can always help. So please get involved in the cause. It's universally preferable that we make sure it doesn't happen. So thank you very much for watching and have a great day. Bye.
Bye.